Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and I'm the professor of percussion at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And that was the NCBA rudimental snare drum audition for grades 9 through 10. And this is the technical portion of this, which features rudimental snare drum and triangle. And we'll get to the triangle later. But the first part is this rudimental solo, which is very, very difficult for a ninth or 10th grader. So you'll enjoy it, but it's going to be challenging. So all the rolls here are going to be open, and we have lots of rudiments, paradiddles, open rolls, flams. So it's a challenging solo. All the stickings are marked, and you should follow all of the stickings. A little about the equipment. This is a concert snare drum I'm using, which you'll be using for your audition because you'll have to play the classical portion of this as well. And I've already recorded that video. You can find it here on the channel. These sticks are Cocobolo Rosewood. They're heavy. They're about 84 grams, and I like to use a heavier stick with a barrel tip for definition for these rudimental kinds of solos. So you should probably try to do some sort of heavier stick for this. So we'll take this solo line by line and dissect it, and then we'll do the triangle part after because it's got an 8-bar rest, but the tempo changes. So I'll do it at a quicker tempo there. Now here I was doing it at tempo, quarter note equals 120. So once we establish our thresholds of dynamics, forte and then mezzo piano, there's not a lot of real quiet stuff, but the softest thing here is a piano on the third line. So you're going to start soft and get loud there. So let's do each line. We'll start with the first line, and that starts loud. 1, 2, 1, 2. So there, again, follow the stickings. You got a paradiddle there in the second bar, paradiddle in the third bar, and then you have a 9-stroke roll that starts on the left hand. So make sure your doubles are clean. And that's something you can practice over and over again. Just do those 9s with the metronome. And now, as you'll see in a minute, we have lots of open rolls in this piece. Then the next line is similar. It's a little bit tricky there towards the end. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you see, once again, I'm using the edge and going towards the center. And then we have letter A, and now the solo gets difficult. So we have these fast triplets in the third bar, and you're going to want to hold the sticks pretty tightly to play those. Got a crescendo there at the end of that. So I'll play that line for you at A. 1, 2, 1, 2. Make sure you play the first note of the third bar forte and loud, and then come down. All right? And now here's the fourth line. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I had to go on there because that's an interconnected phrase here. And this, for some of you, is going to be the trickiest part of the solo, to do these doubles here. So you want to slow this down. It's like the old Charles Wilcoxon rolling in rhythm. Just play those accents, and then you're going to continue those doubles. And then we get to letter B, and the composer marks these tenuto with the long lines, and they should be about half the accent volume. So don't make the accents too loud, though, but you are doing a crescendo. So here's what that sounds like at B. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, I like to play my flams pretty open there. I like the way that sounds. That's up to you. You can play them a little more closed if you want, all right? But you hear how the accents, I'm bringing them out. And then we get to letter C, another difficult part. I would suggest tightening up somewhat on your sticking. This tempo, which is 120, is difficult to play this sticking. If it was faster, it'd actually be easier. So here's letter C. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's hard. Use your wrists and hold on to that stick a little tighter. And then we get to another part that's similar to the last long roll passage, the second stanza from the end of that page. And that sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's a sort of long, open roll. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and then finally letter D, which is pretty simple. We'll play that. 2, ready, go. Make sure you're alternating those flams at the end. So all in all, a very challenging solo for you to play. All right. Now, then we get to letter E, which is a triangle. So what you're going to want to do is count 8 bars. All right. But then all of a sudden, it's faster at E. So I'll speed up the metronome here, and we'll talk a little about the triangle. So you're going to definitely want to use a triangle clip, a real one. This is a Grover. Lots of companies make them. And you see how that's constructed for going onto a stand, all right? But you're going to hold it this time. And when you hold it, you're going to hold it like this. So see your 2 fingers on the top, the thumb to the right, and the pinky and the ring finger to the left. Or maybe you're right the way you're looking at it. And then the triangle slides in here. If you're a righty, the opening is on the left. If you're a lefty, the opening's on the right. Because you're going to want to do your striking with your right hand if you're a righty, and with your left hand if you're a lefty. You want to hold that triangle up like this so you can see through it and play with the beater at a slight angle. Okay? This is actually pretty difficult. Triangle's always difficult to play well, but this little passage here is tricky. So I'll show you how I approach it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very hard. So let's talk about a few things here. First of all, when you're hitting it, you don't want to hit it too loud. It's a triangle. It's not an anvil. Okay, so don't do too much damage. I prefer dark triangles like this. It's a big one, all right? And you're going to want to hit it near the edge there where the triangle is. See it? Like this. You can use other parts like this, but they usually don't sound as good as the bottom on these kind of hand hammer triangles. All right, so again, don't play too loud, and you're going to hold it up, and you can do slight muffling with your fingers like this. And then right away, you got to do that roll. The hardest thing about the rolls is starting them soft. Okay, so you're going to want to play on the edge like this. All right, so let's do this again for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when I get to that part, I'm having to play inside the triangle. And I use kind of a stiff forearm there to get that definition. You could mount a triangle on a stand to play this, but, you know, it looks better from the audience, and it'll sound a lot better, too, if you hold it up. So you need to learn these techniques. So when you do that, and as you get louder, you spread out more towards your left. So start small, like that, okay? And then we're at F, and then the second bar of F, you have that same thing. So 1, 2. So you're playing this. It's like a triangle motion inside the triangle. Then we have these little drags, and those are hard. So you do the same thing, but closer to the triangle here, all right, to the edge, the corner. So slowly, And when it's fast, and then once again we have these this crescendo roll there that equals 6 beats because it's a bar 6/4. All right, so I'll play the whole thing for you one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to want to dampen it at the end, but let it ring for, maybe 3 or 4 beats. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's helpful to you. And good luck on your audition.